Recently I just watched Happy Wheels, Chaos Ensues by DBGChannel. This movie is based on the game Happy Wheels created by Jim Bonacci. Will the movie bring us an exciting action-packed experience, or will Marty Chris steal all its assets to make it bad? Let's find out. Let's start out with the plot. Steven gets fired at his old job after accidentally banging his head on the computer screen and breaking it, with the company not affording to fix it. So he auditions for the role of Segway Guy at the Happy Wheels studio, and gets the part, with Marty Chris, played by DBGChannel, failing only because he doesn't look like the concept art. Marty gets sent to jail for causing a hit and run while fighting with Steven, and with his sidekick, Walter Coca-Cola, they escape and steal all of the assets from the Happy Wheels studio, and get all their movies that they own the rights to and make them property of Chris Enterprises. It is up to Steven and the rest of the Happy Wheels studio to stop Marty Chris from ruining the business. What I like about this plot is how all the plot elements were well put together, and they add a bit of emphasis to the action in this movie. It's also engaging, making this movie quite good fun to watch. However, there is one slight problem. Because this movie is only under 50 minutes, yes, the plot is well put together, but at the same time it feels rushed with its runtime, and only feels like it has the length of a movie made for television. But that aside, a kind of short runtime shouldn't affect how well crafted this plot is. I'll give the story a 9 out of 10. Now for the animation. According to DBGChannel, the budget for this movie in Plotagon dollars is $130 million. And it's very clear where all of this money has been spent, because the animation is very detailed. It is smooth, well-paced, and the character designs are very accurate to the original game. Camera control is good, and the action scenes are not only well animated, but very intense. With some animation tricks used that were inspired by me. For example, Steven bashing his head on the computer screen, similar to how Astralster Pictures banged her head on my computer in Jackster's Big Movie Part 5, also add the extra effort used in the animation. There's plenty of expression in the characters, and to be honest, I think there's nothing wrong with the animation at all. I'm going to give the animation a 10 out of 10. And now for the characters. Most of the characters have been taken from the original game Happy Wheels by Jim Bonacci. And the main ones: Steven, David Bay, Johnny, Marty Chris, Walter Coca-Cola, Gerald, Chell, Emily, and the secondary characters who appear in a few scenes. They are brilliant characters. Steven is the main protagonist and works at the Happy Wheels studio. I like his personality and he amuses me a lot. David Bay is a director who works at the Happy Wheels studio, plays the role of Moped Guy, and is a great help to Steven on the quest for the company assets. Johnny also works at the studio, and is a very bright person, and as Steven is his co-star. Marty Chris is the main antagonist of the movie, and he is a very good villain. He is filled with ideas, and extremely funny. Huge credit to DBGChannel for the amazing performance of Marty. Speaking of performance, the voice acting is very good in this movie. Walter Coca-Cola is the person who murdered the pogo stick guy, Gerald's mother, and he beats himself up about it, and I think it's a very good example of realizing a huge mistake done, and feels like a very useful character. Gerald works at the Happy Wheels studio, and used to have a pogo stick, but it was destroyed in a car crash after a hit and run Steven was involved with. He gives out the evidence of the robbery, and he also feels useful as a character. The rest of the characters may not have much screen time, but they are likable. Also, I have a few cameos in this movie, so keep an eye out for me in there. But there's just one slight problem with the characters. And no, they're not flat or one-dimensional, it's that not much of the original characters from the game, like the irresponsible mom or the explorer guy, appear in this movie, which is quite disappointing. But who cares? There's no way that's going to stop the movie from giving us some bright, likable characters. I'll give the characters a 9 out of 10. Boy, was I surprised on how good this was. Happy Wheels, Chaos Ensues may be short, but it is probably the best movie DBGChannel has made to date. I said that about it. Evil Begins, but that movie is not finished yet. This movie has an excellent and engaging storyline, incredible animation, a great cast of characters, good voice acting and camera control, and intense action. My recommendations: all of my followers should watch this movie. Please, it's just truly amazing. And even people who are familiar with Happy Wheels will probably enjoy it too. But Happy Wheels fans like me will definitely enjoy this. Happy Wheels, Chaos Ensues has earned a total of 28 out of a possible 30 points, which translates to a rating of 9 out of 10. If there ever will be a sequel to this movie, keep up the good work on what made this amazing, DBG channel. Thanks for watching this review guys, and I will see you in the next plot. That is if I appear in it. But anyways, goodbye.